Here's a brutal truth no one likes to admit. The more you know, the worse it gets. Being intelligent seems like an advantage, right? A divine gift, a superpower, something that puts you ahead of the herd. But then life steps in and slaps you in the face. Because the smarter you are, the more screwed you become. You're the one who sees how things work. The one who spots the flaws no one else notices. The one who solves problems no one else can name. And what do you get? Everyone starts dumping their mess on your lap. At work, at home, among friends. Oh, ask them, they're smart, they'll figure it out. Suddenly, you're the janitor of other people's incompetence. Meanwhile, the clueless guy? He's chilling. Nobody expects anything. Things go wrong, no one blames him. What? Because he's just a little slow. Poor guy. While the fool relaxes, the smart one burns out. Does that sound fair? No. But life isn't fair. And Schopenhauer already warned us. Intelligence only increases your capacity to suffer. Because the more you understand, the more you see how broken things really are. You see manipulation, exploitation. You realize happiness is just a badly produced commercial, and it eats at you. The fool? He's vibing, believing anything, smiling through the chaos. Let me give you a real-world example. You work in an office. You see everything clearly. The boss is clueless. The company's sinking. There are cracks in the system no one else sees. And do you say anything? Of course not. Because if you speak up, guess who gets tasked with fixing it? The smart one works twice as hard. The fool? Same salary. Leaves early. That's the deal. Intelligence is a gift, wrapped in stress, bound with invisible chains, delivered with no thank you. If you don't learn to hide it, you'll be overworked, exhausted, and ignored. So maybe the trick is to not look too sharp. Don't go full fool, just enough to be left alone. Because Schopenhauer was right. The more you know, the more you realize how little you control. And if you don't want to carry the weight of the world, maybe it's time to practice your best I don't get it face. Let's flip the script. Being underestimated might just be your biggest weapon. Everyone wants to be the smartest person in the room. They brag, they flex, they compete. And what do they get? More expectations, more tasks, more pressure. Now try this instead. Play dumb. Watch how fast people leave you alone. Welcome to the art of being underestimated. Imagine you're in a group project. Everyone's fighting to be the genius, to shine, to be chosen. Who gets the hardest jobs? The loudest ones. Who walks away clean? The quiet one. The one who seems confused. The one nobody thinks is a threat. And it doesn't stop at work. Show you understand money? Now you're fixing your uncle's debt. Know how to fix a computer? Congrats, you're now tech support for your entire family. And the fool? He never has to fix a thing. But here's where it gets interesting. Pretending to be dumb doesn't make you dumb. It means letting people think you're harmless, irrelevant, out of the way. And then, when no one expects it, you strike. The ugly duckling move. The quiet power play. You observe. You wait. You stay silent while the arrogant self-destruct. And when things fall apart, you're already 10 steps ahead. Think of any mafia movie. The boss is never the loud one. He's the calm one. The one who blends in. Until he says, end it. Being underestimated is a position of power. Want to apply it? Talk less. Listen more. Let others argue. Let them burn energy proving they're the smartest. You watch. You save your strength. You choose your moment. Then you move. And everyone's left stunned. Schopenhauer once said, most people don't want the truth. They just want their delusions confirmed. So why bother showing how smart you are? The real genius? They use ignorance as camouflage. Because while the smart ones break their backs, the quiet observer lives in peace. Let's talk silence. Silence is a weapon. In a world full of noise, the one who listens sees everything. People love to talk, to preach, to sound wise. But most of it is just noise. And if you try to speak too much, you get pulled into useless debates. You get interrupted. You get ignored. But if you stay quiet, you start to see who actually has something to say, and who's just vomiting words for attention. Now to the ultimate truth. Ignorance really is bliss. Because the more you know, the more you see how little power you have. If you were fully aware of everything, you'd collapse. So what's the answer? Strategic ignorance. The ability to choose what not to know. To step off the hamster wheel. To stop needing all the answers. That's not stupidity. That's freedom. Because while everyone else is stressed, trying to keep up, you're just watching. Calm, detached, clear-headed. and surprisingly, more in control. In a world where everyone's pretending to know what they're doing, playing dumb might be the only honest move. You observe. You listen. You act only when it counts. That's not weakness. That's wisdom, disguised as ignorance. That's why the greatest minds, like Schopenhauer, chose silence. They saw that the more you engage in stupid arguments, the more you get lost in them. So they watched, quietly, knowing no one really knows what they're doing. At the end of the day, ignorance isn't just a blessing, it's a refuge. And once you learn that silence is your greatest ally, you'll stop trying to prove anything. Let the world scream. Let them fight over who's smartest. You sit back, quiet, calm, watching the chaos, knowing one thing. It's not how much you know that defines you, it's how well you hide it. If that hit harder than you'd like to admit, give this video a like to let the algorithm know you're watching with your eyes open. Subscribe to Shards of Insight for more reflections like this. And tell us in the comments, have you ever used your silence as a shield? Or has your intelligence ever been a burden?